Hey, welcome back everyone. So following up with my pasta freeze drying that I did before, I had Ricard put together some spaghetti for us. Let me show you, there's Ricard. And we have this big pot of spaghetti. Now, we didn't make it from scratch. We used 3 big jars of the Prego I had in stock, 3 big cans of the dented mushrooms that I got cheap, and 6 cans of meat sauce?
Yeah,
7. So I'm hoping this will fill up 5 trays. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start filling it up. I'll show you when it's all full, and then stand by. All right, so that took me a few minutes, but what I did was I got the spaghetti packed into the 5 trays. I'm going to go ahead and put lids on them and get them in the freezer so they can freeze overnight and become solid. And I'm waiting for this champorado that's in here right now to complete. That'll probably be drying for another 13 to 20 hours. But I'm going to get the lids on these. The good thing is I had enough leftovers so I can have spaghetti for lunch. Stand by. You'll next see me putting it into the freeze dryer. 2 seconds. Hey, I told you it'd only be a couple seconds. So I'll come back anyways if you just jumped in the middle for some odd reason. But it is now time to take the spaghetti out of the freezer and go ahead and get it put into the harvest right. So I got it sitting here now. So this update's just gonna be real quick. It's gonna be taking the lids off, sticking it in, and telling it to go. Now I've already been pre-freezing for about 2 hours, so my freeze dryer is already cold enough to match how cold my contents are. So here we go. Always hard to get these off. All right, here's the first one. Now this is spaghetti. Now I've used the dividers again, and I like to use these dividers mainly because when I go to package things up, it makes it a lot easier. Boy, pulling these lids off sure can be tough. And it has a lot to do with the fact that I pack these things as full as I can, and the lid squishes down on them and kind of sticks to the top of the food there. Boy, these things are just stubborn. So I tell you what I'm going to do again. Seems to be the norm nowadays. I'm going to go ahead and get these out of the frozen covers and into the freeze dryer. You'll see me next in a couple seconds when I'm pulling it out. Hey, I know it's only been 2 seconds for you, but it's been a long time for me. So this batch of Italian and mushroom and meat spaghetti has been running for 64 hours. I think the longest batch to date, batch processing time anyways. Now, I understand, sorry about that. Now, I understand the reason why is because the spaghetti is very dense, and you'll see that I packed the trays really full, right? So I wanted to get some really good portion size in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel here because I'm finally done with this load. And I'm going to hit no defrost because we don't need the noise. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and release the drain. So now you hear the pressure coming out of the vacuum chamber. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out and we'll take a quick look. I'm almost sure it's fine. It's been going for a long time. And then I will bag it up. So let me go ahead and see if this guy's ready to open. And it is, oh, sure is. All right, so there's a lot of ice in this batch. Now, the interesting thing is the pan feels kind of cold on the bottom, and I think it's going to have to do with the ice, but let me just check. Let me show what I'm doing here. I want to just check one of these guys. All right, so they're wafer thin, they're light, and they are not wet. And the pan's slightly cold, but I think it has more to do with that bottom pan. If you look, that ice, see if I can get the good view here, came really close to that pan. My camera died. Anyways, I'm going to check a couple more trays real quick. So yeah, see that pan's hot to touch. Yeah, the pan's hot to touch. So that bottom pan it's not hot, I should say. It's not cold, it's just not hot. Yet everything here is done. Everything here is, I mean, super thin, super dry. So I'm confident that it's just cold because of the ice around there. So I'm gonna bag this stuff up and I will show you how many bags I got in 2 seconds. So stand by. All right, I'm back. It's sweaty up here, it's a lot of work. So what I got is, you can see behind me here, is I have 23 bags of very large portions of spaghetti. So they're basically 3 to 4 cups in size proportion. So I have 23 bagged up, ready to put in long-term storage. And for just because I can say, I'm going to go ahead and maybe right here I'll put a picture of what Mountain House charges for their spaghetti for 7 people, and you'll see right away that, hey, this isn't a bad way to do it, and the ROI on these machines are really good. Now, bear with me for a minute. I saved out 2 portions here, and I will take them downstairs, and just like the last few times, I will rehydrate them, and then I'll show you how that turns out. So stand by. 2 seconds for you, but maybe an hour for me, while I put all these things away, get them labeled, and get the spaghetti downstairs. All right, so I am back downstairs now after bagging up and putting away those 23 bags of spaghetti. And I have kept aside basically probably a 3-cup serving of the spaghetti. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly rehydrate it, because I'm not sure how much water I'm really going to need, but for sure a cup. But I'm just going to put a cup in here. And you see it started falling apart right away, which is really good. Now, yeah, it absorbed almost all of that cup right away. However, let me stir it around because there's still some in here. And I want to, well, that broke down really good. All right, so all that water's gone, and it's only been seconds. So I think what I want to do is just add just a little bit more water. And again, I'm just using my gut, you know, my personal feelings here. If it comes out watery, then you can say I'm not really good at it. But just because I want to make sure that all those noodles get hydrated. So I'm just going to add just a little shot of water there, kind of mix it around. Yeah, see, the mushrooms are going to need to get some moisture on them. Now I am going to let this sit and hope that I have enough moisture in there to take care of this. And I'm going to put a plate over the top, keep it warm. All right, so I'll check back in with you in 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll do a taste test. Stand by. Minutes. And, oh, it's still steaming a little bit. Now, when I stirred this up, I broke all the spaghetti, which is something I guess maybe I can be more careful of, but at the end of the day, it's still spaghetti. Let me see if I can find a piece with a mushroom on there. So I got some mushrooms, some meat, some spaghetti. Let's give it a shot here. Mushrooms fine, spaghetti's fine. A strong meat, tomatoes, basil sauce. I forget, I used Prego Italiano herbs or something. Oh man, nice spaghetti. So this is going to be another success, and I will probably make more since I bought a lot of that canned stuff I want to use up, and I want to get it in long-term storage. So if you're still watching, hit that like button, please. And if you're still watching and have not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And if you know you don't like this particular video, but you watched all the way through, that's fine. I appreciate that. But check out some of my other videos. Maybe you'll like something there as well. Until next time, thank you.